Hello Bloomington, I'm Mayor Tim Busse, and this is the Council Minute for the week of August 22nd. We didn't have a regular City Council business meeting this week, but we had a special meeting with only a single item on the agenda. The Council's first discussion with staff regarding the 2023 preliminary tax levy and general fund budget. Now, I should clarify, it's our first formal discussion. Staff starts their work on the annual budget each year in May. There has been a great deal of public engagement that has gone on around the budget, and if you agree with the notion that a budget reflects the priorities and values of an organization, be it a family or a company or a city, and if you agree that the City of Bloomington's budget reflects the City of Bloomington's priorities, well, then we've been talking about this budget for most of the year. At our meeting, staff brought forward a first draft of a budget that shows the 2023 tax levy of $76.2 million. That's an increase of 11.58% over the 2022 levy of $68.3 million. That's a significant number, much higher than the 2.75% increases that have occurred in each of the past 2 years, and higher than our average annual increase of 4.5% that we've seen since 2016. The primary factor driving that increase is a significant increase in public safety spending here in Bloomington. It's a conversation we've been having for at least the past 18 months. Police and fire accounted for 49% of the city's 2022 tax levy, and their proposed 2023 tax levy would increase that percentage. Let's start with the Bloomington Fire Department. Bloomington firefighters have proudly and bravely served this community since 1947, operating as a volunteer or paid on-call department all of those years, and they have done fantastic work using that model. However, sufficient staffing continues to be a critical issue. The ideal number of active firefighters in Bloomington is about 155. Currently, Bloomington Fire has 97 total active firefighters. This includes 7 chiefs and 90 firefighters. And these staffing issues, they are not unique to Bloomington. It's hard to recruit and retain firefighters no matter where you are. It's a tough, demanding job. Working patterns have changed. Family dynamics have changed. Cities have changed. Bloomington has changed, and we need to change how we deliver fire services. The 2023 budget is an important next step in moving Bloomington Fire to a full-time fire department by hiring 6 new full-time firefighters, and this following the decision this year to add 4 new full-time firefighters. The 2023 budget also includes debt service on the cost of the new fire station number 4. Our current fire stations were built in the 1970s, and frankly, they aren't big enough to fit the trucks and the equipment that are used to fight fires today in 2022. They also don't have the living quarters necessary to house a full-time fire department staff. Ultimately, the department will need 75 full-time firefighters to go along with 60 paid on-call firefighters. And over the course of the next decade, that's what we need to do by incrementally adding to the fire department budget. Adding 6 full-time firefighters annually would require approximately an additional 1% increase to the overall property tax levy each year for the next 10 years. And to be clear, this change to a full-time model is not a nice-to-have option, but a necessity. The staffing issues are showing up very clearly in metrics like response times and the number of firefighters responding to calls. This chart shows the concerning reality. During this calendar year, Bloomington Fire met their response time goal no better than 67% of the time. And more concerning is the fact that a good number of times, Bloomington fire trucks responded to calls with only 1 or 2 firefighters on the fire truck. In June alone, that happened 30% of the time. I'm not disparaging or criticizing Bloomington firefighters in any way here. They are doing their absolute best under the circumstances. These are the realities we face concerning staffing issues, and how this proposed budget responds to those realities. Similarly, the budget includes a proposal to add additional police officers to the Bloomington Police Department. The BPD is currently authorized for 123 officers, and based on national benchmarking for cities of our size, that's a bit low. The proposal would add 3 new positions this year, and staff has 3 more new officers penciled in for the 2024 budget as well. One of the biggest benefits of increasing that number would be a decrease in the hours of overtime that our officers currently work. I'm not telling you anything you don't already know when I say that policing is hard, stressful work. And when our officers are also regularly working overtime to meet basic staffing needs or to work an event, they don't get the downtime they deserve and need. We need to be careful not to wear down or burn out the most important assets we have in the police department, our police officers. In total, investments in public safety would account for $4.4 million of the proposed budget. The additional $3 million of the proposed budget increase is basically in line with increases from previous years. Like any organization, the City of Bloomington is facing increased costs due to inflation and rising costs. A quick note on staffing. This budget proposal includes an increase of 14 new full-time positions for 2023. 6 in the fire department, 3 in police, 4 in public works, and 1 in human resources administration. As I mentioned Monday night, these are all frontline service delivery staff, and the proposed positions address specific service needs in the community and at City Hall. One thing that always comes up when we talk about our Bloomington budget is the question of what our neighboring cities are doing. Here's an unofficial list of what some of our neighbors are considering for their levies. It's interesting to note that cities similar to Bloomington in terms of age and how developed they are, like Edina and Burnsville and Coon Rapids, they're all somewhat similar. We're all facing similar challenges related to staffing and infrastructure reinvestment. Bloomington has historically been on the lower end when comparing monthly city property tax amounts for the median value home, and this chart shows Bloomington's monthly property tax for the median value home for 2022 compared to other cities in the metro. The other question is always about year-over-year comparison between cities. And if you look at the final levy percentage change since 2016, Bloomington's average is right about in the middle of this group of comparable cities. The fact is that property taxes in Bloomington continue to be a good value for the services that residents receive. You've heard me say before that these annual budget discussions are the most important discussions we have as a city. The City Council and the City of Bloomington staff take very seriously the responsibility we bear regarding taxing decisions and how your money is spent. We also take seriously the desire to share as much information as possible regarding our budget conversations. This was a brief overview of a conversation that lasted almost 3 hours on Monday evening. The recording of that meeting is available through the city's website, and I encourage you to watch it if you have the time. Our budget website includes a lot of great information on how budgets are developed and where money is spent. And I mentioned outreach and engagement efforts, and those efforts continue. Next up is September 17th at the Farmers Market, then October 15th at the Fire Department Open House. You can also share your thoughts about the budget and city spending priorities at blm.mn/Let's Talk. We want to hear your thoughts. We want to know how this budget reflects your priorities and values, and we want and value your input. I'm looking forward to the continuing conversation. Finally today, a quick thank you to everyone who joined me for the Town Hall Forum last Wednesday evening. We had just under 50 people at Oak Grove Middle School. Not bad for a Wednesday night when we were competing with the popular mini farmers market and music here at Civic Plaza and summer vacation season. I answered a lot of good questions and covered a lot of ground in 90 minutes. In short, I'd call it a success. You can watch the recording on the city's website. Next up will be a series of town halls in the specific council districts across the city. District 4 Councilmember Patrick Martin is first up. That'll be on Monday, September 26th, so get it on your calendars now. The location details will be shared very soon. That will do it for this week's Council Minute. Thanks much for tuning in. Until next time, stay safe, Bloomington.